that object right in the middle of the mat. I'll go ahead and get the music started. Okay, so whatever that object is, whether it's a block, pillow, blanket, we're just gonna place it in the middle of the mat and then just gently lay on top of it so it falls right between the shoulder blades. And then just let gravity do all the work here as we open up our hearts. I'll go ahead and demonstrate that on the mat and walk you all through a guided meditation as we start class today. Give me a second to get there. While we're in this gentle heart opening position, your knees can be bent here. You can extend them out. You can find butterfly position with the legs, whatever's comfortable for you today. Once you find a comfortable position, taking a big inhale, bringing arms overhead. Exhale out the mouth, bring the arms out to the sides. One more time, just like that. Inhale, arms above head. Exhale, arms out to the sides. Staying here for a moment, continuing to breathe. Closing the eyes. Nice deep breath, filling the belly, filling the lungs. Open up, exhale. Release the jaw. Release the tongue from the roof of the mouth. Just becoming present in this space here. Beginning to notice any sounds that surround you, any smells, any sensations on your skin. And then slowly bringing that attention inwards, noticing the heartbeat, noticing the natural ebb and flow of your breath. You're just doing a full body scan, looking for any areas of tension, any stress you might be holding on to, maybe in the back of the neck, the shoulders, and the hips. Just take notice of those areas. Maybe try sending your breath there, trying to release a little bit with each exhale. Take a few more deep breaths here in this space. Let's begin to think about something you're grateful for. Whatever it was that brought you joy, it could have been a person, a moment in time, an object, whatever it was that made you smile. Just picturing that in your mind, meditating on that thought, inviting that energy of gratitude into your hearts and all right, from there, go ahead and just gently roll onto your side. Then making your way into a fetal position, curling the knees towards the chest, arm underneath the head for support. And just taking a moment here, removing the block or the object, place it off to the side, but keep it close. And then begin to roll onto the back, feet planted to the mat, about hip width apart. And then just inviting some gentle movement into our bodies, gently allowing the knees to fall side to side. From here, hugging knees into the chest, giving them a tight squeeze, rocking side to side. And then hands on top of the knees, slowly beginning to make small circles, allowing them to become bigger and bigger. And then switching directions, again, starting with small circles. Slowly allowing them to become bigger. Just opening up those hips, nice and easy. From here, engaging the core. Gently lifting up the feet so they're at a 90-degree angle here at the knees. And then slightly tucking the tailbone, pulling belly button in towards the spine so the low back is flush with the mat here. And then just slowly brightening up those feet, providing some energy there, pointing and flexing the toes, pulling out the ankles, while we're still engaging those abdominal muscles here, continuing to breathe. This might be enough core work for you today, so feel free to stay here if you would like. If you want to take it further, go ahead and grab that block or pillow, or you can just have an imaginary block today, whatever you'd like. Let's get in between the calves here, placing the hands down by your hips for support. And we're just going to squeeze that block in between the calves here and slowly extend the legs out and down. And then exhale, bring it back up, 90 degrees. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bring it back up, 90 degrees. Go ahead and continue with that motion, working with your breath. Moving slowly with intention. Just waking up those abdominal muscles. Go ahead and get 2 more good reps in. Really challenging that core strength. Really focusing on continuing to tuck that tailbone in at the top here. Really activating those low abdominal muscles. Great job. On that last one, go ahead and hug those knees into the chest, place the block off to the side, rock side to side. From here, again, finding that 90-degree angle with the knees, slight tuck at the tailbone as we hug the belly button in towards the spine. Again, this is our starting position. We're active, we're warming up the core. From here, inhale, arms above head. Find a gentle cradle for the neck here. So interlock fingers behind the nape of the neck. Keep those elbows nice and wide. So we're not crunching in here, we're keeping them nice and wide. Keeping a space between the chin and the chest, nice and open here. Nice big inhale. When you're ready, lift the shoulders up from the ground. Again, so we're engaging the upper abs here and the lower abs as we're pressing low back into the mat. Nice big inhale here. As we slowly extend right leg down and twist to the sides. These are going to be yogi bicycles. Exhale, center. Inhale, extend. Opposite leg, so left leg comes down. Twist to the right. Exhale, bring it back to center. Release the shoulders in between if you'd like. And we're just going to move through these kind of slow motion bicycles with the breath. Connecting a movement with either an inhale or an exhale. Moving slowly with control. Really working on engaging all of the abdominal muscles. Going at your own pace here. Go ahead and get 2 more on each side. Really warming up the body. Last one here. Again, keeping the space between the chin and the chest. Nice open hearts. When you're ready, hug the knees in towards the chest. Tight squeeze, release. Place the feet back down to the mat, knees facing up towards the ceiling. We're just going to stretch out those muscles we just worked a little bit here, working into a bridge. So if you can, hands come down by the hips and try to touch the heels with the fingertips here, bringing those heels as close as you can to your body. And then from here, slowly pressing into the heels as we lift up the hips towards the ceiling. Engaging the glute muscles here, engaging the hamstrings. Stretching out those ab muscles. Awesome job. From here, slowly rolling vertebrae by vertebrae back down. Hug knees into the chest. And then start to again rocking forward and back. Getting a few spinal rocks in. And when you're ready, rolling all the way onto the hands and the knees as you make your way into a tabletop position. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, feet about hip width apart here. Spreading the fingertips nice and wide, putting them out with them. Sending the weight to the middle of your palms, spread through the fingertips. And then working with the breath, once again, connecting an inhale or an exhale to your movement. So as we inhale, dropping the belly, squeezing shoulder blades together, looking up towards the ceiling. Moving to cow. And then as you exhale, rounding out the shoulder blades, pressing into the earth, looking down towards the knees, moving to cat. Inhale back to cow. And exhale to cat. You do a few rounds of these, working with your own breath. Going at your own pace here. Maybe adding a few neck rolls. Maybe moving the hips side to side if that's what your body needs today. Just slowly warming up the spine. When you're ready, hands plant firmly into the mat. We're slowly just gonna slide the right toes to the back of the mat here, pressing gently into the heel as we find a calf stretch. Then when you're ready, engaging the glute muscles, engaging the core as we lift up that right leg. Creating a straight line all the way from the heel out to the front of the head, finding the leg spine here, one big inhale. And then as you exhale, hug the knee in towards the chest as we find that cat position with the arms. The back engage the back. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, extend and pull this time. And then from here, we're slowly going to bring those right toes over to the left side of the mat. So we're crossing over the left leg, gently touching the floor. And then inhale, bring it up and over, bring those toes over to the right. Inhale, up and over to the left. Over to the right. Yeah, just making a big rainbow shape with those right toes. Going side to side. Warming up the glute muscles here. We're going to gently tap those right toes, one more on each side. Great job. From here, keep the right foot out to the right side and then gently bringing the hips back towards the left heel as we just bring those hips forward and back, opening up the inner thigh muscles. That right leg is out and extended to my right side. Being very gentle with the hips here, gentle with our bodies. And then slowly bringing that right knee back in to meet the left. Reset however you need to, rolling up the ankles, the wrists, the neck. Maybe a few more cat and cows, whatever you need. When you're ready, finding that neutral tabletop position once again. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And then gently sliding left toes to the back of the mat, gently pressing into the heel, finding that calf stretch. When you're ready, engage the core first, and then begin to lift up the left leg. Engage the glutes. And then find length from the crown of the head, reaching out to the back of the heel. Nice long spines here. One big inhale. And then as you exhale, rounding out the shoulder blades, engage the core, knee comes to the chest. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, extend. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale, extend and hold. Same thing, we're gonna create that rainbow shape with the left toes this time. So inhale, bring the left toes over to the right side. And then on over to the left side. Exhale. Inhale to the right. Exhale to the left. Working with your breath here. Just gently tapping those toes to the right and to the left. Just engaging my glute muscles, warming them up here. Go ahead and do one more on each side. Landing with the left toes on the left side of your mat and then gently bringing the hips back to the right heel. Bringing the hips up, bringing them back. Just finding this gentle motion here as we open up the left thigh, left hip. Slowly bringing the left knee and back to meet the right. Find a child's pose, bring the knees nice and wide, big toes to touch. Send the hips to the back of the heels and then allow the forehead to relax between the arms. Taking a few deep breaths here. Walking the hands to the right side of your mat. Pressing into the left hip. Walking the hands over to the left side, pressing into the right hip. And bringing arms to center, bending the elbows, finding fingertips to touch behind the back of the head. And from here, releasing the hands, finding tabletop position. Keeping it nice and slow here. When you're ready, curling the toes under, lifting the knees so they're covering about 2 inches from your mat here, engaging the core. Call this an active tabletop here. Continuing to breathe, spreading the fingertips nice and wide, gripping them out with them. And then when you're ready, hugging belly button in towards spine as we lift up the heels, or lift up the hips towards the ceiling and then pressing into the heels, making your way to down dog. Bringing those heels down to the mat one by one, bending the knees. Pressing chest towards the thighs. One big inhale here. Exhale with the mouth. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward. And then exhale, slowly walking those feet up to the hands, making their way forward, full bend. Nice generous bend in the knees here, release head between shoulders. Grab the head gas, shake the head down. Gravity gives you all the work here. Inhale, half lift. Place the hands on the shins, the thighs, the hips, stand behind you in airplane arms, whatever's in your practice today. Nice long spine, and then exhale, release, forward fold. Inhale, rolling vertebrae by vertebrae. Making your way up to a standing position. I apologize for all the emails. Making your way up to a standing position. Step to the back of the mat here. We're going to make our way through sun salutation A. Just to warm up our bodies a little bit more. It's so dark in here. Just to warm up our bodies a little bit more. Working through that sun salutation. Starting with the back of the mat with Tadasana, mountain pose. Bring the toes nice and wide, gripping that with them. Bring the weight to the middle of the arches. Softening the knees, engaging the thighs. Again, slight tug of the tailbone as we bring belly button in towards the spine. Stand nice and tall. Roll the shoulders down and back. Arms up to the sides here, or you can bring hands to heart center. Close the eyes. Take a nice deep breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And just taking a moment here to feel grounded, to feel centered. Maybe imagining roots coming from the bottom of your feet, rooting deeply into the earth. And then rebounding up through the spine and out through the crown of the head. You're ready, slowly opening up the eyes. One big inhale as we bring arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold, hinging at the hips, leading with the chest. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, walk the hands out, high plank. Option 2, take it down to the knees. From here, we're gonna inhale and then exhale to low plank, keeping the elbows tucked closely to the sides. Bringing it all the way down to the belly. And then inhale for this first one. Let's just go to baby cobra. Arms stay bent here. Squeeze shoulder blades together. Shoulders away from the ears. And then exhale, release. Bringing it back to down dog. You can work your way through tabletop and then down dog. If you like. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, arms above head. Exhale, hands to heart center, Tadasana, mountain pose. Step to the back of the mat. Let's work for that a couple more times. A little bit quicker. Inhale to arms above head. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, walk the hands out, high plank. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, baby cobra. Option to work through full cobra this time, arms extended, or down dog, up dog, sorry. Arms extended, thighs lifted off the mat. Pressing shoulders away from the ears, opening up our hearts, one big inhale. Exhale, flipping the toes under, send the hips back, down dog. Inhale to the nose. Exhale to the mouth. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, arms above head. Exhale, hands to heart center, Tadasana. Step to the back of the mat. One last time. Inhale, arms above head. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, walk the hands out, high plank. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, baby cobra, full cobra, or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale to the nose. Exhale to the mouth. Inhale, bend the knees forward. Exhale, step or hop, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, arms above head. Exhale, hands to heart center, Tadasana. Step to the back of the mat. Nice job, guys. From here, we're just gonna work through a similar flow, just adding a few movements here and there. So starting out the exact same way, inhale, arms overhead. And then this time we're gonna exhale, sit in an imaginary chair, making your way to chair pose. Send the weight to the back of the heels, bend the knees. Being mindful of that arch in the low back. So again, slight tip of the tailbone as we engage the core, lengthen the spine from the crown of the head. You can bring hands to heart center, or you can keep arms overhead if you want a little more challenge today. Warming up those leg muscles a little bit here. One big inhale. Bring the arms out in front of you, shoulders away from the ears. And as you exhale, you can release belly over thigh, forward fold. Nice job. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, walk the hands out. Let's move to down dog. And then from here, centering the left foot as we inhale, right leg comes up. Those toes are facing down towards the mat. Keeping those hips even with each other, so keeping them in line. One big inhale as we lengthen all the way from the right heel out to the crown of the head. And then exhale, bringing that knee towards the right elbow as we move into plank. Inhale, Down dog split, extend right leg back. Exhale, knee to elbow. One more, just like that. Inhale, down dog split. And then exhale, breathe in. Bring that foot all the way forward as we place it in between the hands. Making our way to a runner's lunge, right side. Making sure that front knee's not going over those toes. Pressing the hips forward. Finding stability here, so keeping the back heel lifted, finding balance in the lower body. Once you feel stable, you can begin to lift up the arms and then lift up the chest, the head. Make your way to crescent lunge. Nice deep bend in the front leg, back leg stays extended, back heels lifted, arms overhead. One big inhale here. And then exhale, opening up into warrior two. So the heel of the front foot should be in line with the arch of the back foot. Nice deep bend in the front leg. Hips are facing towards the left side of your mat. Arms up to the sides, gaze above the right fingertips. Inhale, reach forward. And then exhale, reach up, up, up and over. Reverse warrior. You can place back hand on the calf, the thigh wrapped around your low back, and a bind, whatever's in your practice. Just finding length in that right side body. Inhale, back to warrior two, great job. Extending that right leg out, give that thigh a break a little bit. And then just pivoting on that right heel as we twist those right toes to also face the left side. So at this point, both feet are facing the same direction, arms out to the sides, and then slowly hinting at the hips, leading to the chest, making your way into a wide-legged forward bend. Arms can find the mat here, and then just slowly bending one knee, bending the other, moving side to side. From here, heel toeing those feet in a little bit closer together. Toes are facing slightly outwards, so the corners of your mat. And then just slowly bringing those hips down towards the mat as we lift the chest out, hands to heart center, providing yogi squat here. If this is a little bit too much, you can always grab a block or a pillow and just place the hips on top of that for support. It can be kind of hard on the knees in this position, so being mindful of that. Doing modifications whenever you need to. The full expression of this yogi squat is to get the heels all the way to the mat, and then using the elbows to kind of open up those knees as we press them out, opening up the hips here. Taking a few deep breaths here. This is a great hip opener, great heart opener, good for circulation and digestion. When you're ready, hands can find the mat. Gently, you're bringing those hips back up. Finding your way back into that wide-legged forward fold bend. And then angling the toes so they're facing the front of the mat. Hands come the outside of that right foot. Bending the right knee and then placing the left foot back. So we're finding this runner's lunge on the right side once again. Planting the left hand onto the mat as we inhale, right arm up and over, finding this spinal twist. Great job. Right hand floats back to the mat. From here, right foot finds left foot as we bring it back to plank pose. Option to work your chaturanga, high plank to low plank if you'd like, or you can go straight to down dog. Nobody's choice there. Leading in down dog here. One big inhale to the nose. Exhale to the mouth. Centering right foot this time. Inhale, left leg comes back. Again, toes are facing down towards the mat. One big inhale as we lengthen from the left heel all the way to the crown of the head. And then exhale, bring it forward as we bring left knee to left elbow. Inhale, down dog split. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, down dog split. Exhale, bring that foot in between the hands, runner's lunge left side. So again, making sure that front leg's not going over those, front knees not going over those toes. Finding stability in the lower legs. So adjusting if you need to. Bring the feet in a little closer together. And then when you feel strong and sturdy here, you can begin to bring your arms overhead and then lift up the chest, lift up the head. Finding crescent lunge here again. 90-degree angle with the front leg, back leg stays extended, back heels lifted, arms overhead, one big inhale here. Good exhale, opening up into warrior two. Back heel finds the mat, checking that alignment. With the legs, I'm going to switch sides so I'm facing the camera. So checking that alignment here, arms out to the sides, and then nice deep bend in the front leg. Gaze above the left fingertips. When you're ready, inhale, reach forward. Inhale or exhale, up and over, reverse warrior. Finding length in the left side body, and then inhale, bring it back to warrior here. Extending the left foot when you're ready, pivoting on that heel. Both toes are facing the right side now, arms up to the sides, and then again, hinging at the hips all the way back into a wide-legged forward fold bend. Bending one knee, bending the other, moving side to side. When you're ready, heel-toeing those feet in a little closer together. Once again, so the toes are facing the corners of your mat here. We're going to find a nice deep squat. We're not going all the way down into yogi squat, but we're finding a nice deep bend in the knees. As we slowly bring up the chest, we're going to find just a nice wide-legged deep squat here. Really activating the legs today. So while we're here, slowly just lifting up the heels one by one. Kind of challenging your balance in this pose. And then inhaling, arms above head. And then exhale, bringing the arms out to cactus arms. So this is goddess pose. Hanging out here. Try lifting both heels at once. Really challenging that balance, engaging the core muscles. And then slowly keeping heels lifted, bring arms overhead, extend the legs. Awesome job. You can release, bring the heels down to the mat. Finding wide-legged bend. Great job, guys. And then angling the toes to face the front of the mat. Hands come on the outside of the left foot. Finding that left-sided runner's lunge here. Planting right hand to the mat, and then inhale, left arm comes up and over. Spiral twist. Loading left hand back down to the mat. Sending left foot to meet the right. Finding plank pose. Working through your high plank, low plank. Up dog. To down dog. Meeting back here, let's take a nice deserved break as we find child's pose. So bring the knees down to the mat. Big toes to touch, send the hips back. Child's pose. Option to take this variation of child's pose if you want as well. You can bring knees together. Forehead finds the mat. Arms down to the sides. Taking a few deep breaths. And then slowly, when you're ready, hands come underneath the shoulders as we gently lift up the chest, lift up the head. And then walking out into a tabletop position, similar to what we did at the beginning of class. Gently pressing right toes to the back of the mat. Gently pressing into the heel, calf stretch. Inhale, lift up right leg, engage the glute. Find length in the crown of the head all the way up to the heel. And then exhale, bring knee in towards the chest. And then bringing that foot all the way through, making our way into the low lunge here. So adjusting if you need to. Again, front knee should not be going over those toes. Option to grab a couple of pillows, lock if you need it. And we're just gonna make our way into a low lunge. So we're pressing the left hip forward to the front of the room. Keeping that chest nice and open, shoulders away from the ears. And then as you exhale, making your way into a half split, so extending that right leg, bringing the hips back, toes up towards the ceiling. Inhale, bring this forward. Exhale, take it down. Moving with your own breath here, kind of going at your own pace. Gently opening up the hips and the hamstrings. When you're ready, leaning back in this low lunge. Gently walking that right foot over to the left side of your mat, finding half pigeon here. So hips stay in line with each other, making sure we're not leaning over to one side or the other. Option to grab a pillow or a block, place that underneath the hips for some extra support here if you need to. Wherever we're at, we're going to press into the pads of the fingertips here. So palms of the hands are lifted, pressing into the fingertips. As we lift up our hearts, lift up the heads to the sky. A big inhale. Really feeling that stretch of the left hip flexor. Exhale, melting belly over right thigh, melting chest forward. You can take it down to the elbows. You can extend the arms fully out in front of you if you like, bringing the forehead to the mat. Wherever we're at today, I really just challenge you to try to sink deeper here, allowing yourself to just open up a little bit more with each exhale. From here, walking the hands under the shoulders, pressing into the earth as we lift up the chest, lift up the head nice and easy, and then slowly rolling onto that right hip, swinging left leg around so it's right in front of you. Keeping right knee bent here. So left leg is extended out in front of you. Sole of the right foot is on the inner left thigh. From here, we're moving into a modified wild thing here. So we're opening up our hearts, opening up our hips. Right hand comes behind you for support. And we're gonna swing that left arm up and around, reach it towards the back wall as we lift up the hips towards the ceiling, lifting up our hearts. If you wanna make a little more heart opening, you can bring that left elbow down towards the sides, finding cactus arm, half cactus arm here. Kind of playing around with that. And then slowly bringing those hips back down to the mat. Nice and easy. Great job. From here, we're gonna hug both knees in towards the chest as we make our way into a surprise boat pose here. So we're balancing on those hip bones, we're engaging our core muscles. Another core muscle exercise, surprise. Option to bring the toes down to the mat here and just lean the chest back. That's gonna work those abs here. If you wanna make it harder, you can lift with the feet, or you can even extend the legs so you're creating like a V shape with the body. Keeping a space between the chin and chest, continuing to breathe here, holding this for 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Hug knees to the chest, slowly rocking forward and back just a couple of times. And then when you're ready, you can rock all the way to a tabletop. Onto the hands and knees here. Find that tabletop position. Maybe doing a few neck rolls. Kind of resetting here. And then when you're ready, sliding left toes back. Pressing into the heel, gentle calf stretch. Engage the core, engage the glute as we lift. Left leg, find length in the spine here. As we inhale and then exhale, bring it into the chest, you know the drill. And then gently placing that left foot in between the hands as we find low lunge on the left side. So again, grabbing a block or pillow if you need to, place that on either side of that foot for support. We're opening up our hearts here, shining our hearts forward, releasing shoulders from the ears, pulling that right hip towards the front wall. Nice big inhale here, and then as you exhale, extend left leg, bring hips back. Lift up those left toes, finding this half split. Saying hello to those hamstrings, and then inhale, bring it forward. Exhale, take it back. Working through this mini flow again with your own breath, going at your own pace. If you'd like to spend a little more time in either of these stretches, feel free to. When you're ready, meeting this low lunge, walking that left foot over to the right side as you find half pigeon. Again, option to place a block or a pillow under the hips for support here. And then when you're ready, pressing onto the pads with fingertips as we lift up our hearts, lift up our heads, finding that deep stretch in the right hip flexor. And then slowly melting belly over left thigh, melting chest forward. You can bring it down to the elbows, maybe all the way down to the mat. And again, same challenge on this side, maybe sinking a little bit deeper, opening up a little bit more with each exhale. When you're ready, hands come underneath the shoulders, gently pressing into the earth as we lift up the chest, lift up the head, nice and easy. Rolling onto the left hip, swinging right leg around, bringing it forward. Right leg is extended, left knee is bent here. Same thing, we're gonna move into modified wild thing. So this time, left hand comes behind you for support, swinging right arm around as we lift up our hips, reaching towards the back wall. Opening up our hearts. And then slowly bringing those hips back down to the mat. Just as we come into it. From here, extending both legs out in front of you, shaking out those legs if you need to. And then from here, we're going to practice staff pose, which I think is often overlooked, but it's really great for posture. So while we're here, both legs are extended. We're going to flex those toes towards your body. So we're flexing those toes up and towards you. Placing hands right by the hips as we press into the earth. So we're pressing into the hands because they're right beside our hips. This is a really active pose. It may not look like it, but we're engaging a lot of muscles here. So pressing into the hands here as we lift up our bodies as much as we can. Toes are flexed up towards the sky. And then from here, I really want you to focus on squeezing the shoulder blades together and down. At the same time, this is the last cue here, engaging the belly. So we're pulling belly button in towards the spine. So there's a lot of things going on here. A lot of muscles are engaged, but this is really, really, really great for posture, especially if you're hunched over at a desk all day like me, studying or working, whatever it is. This is a really great, easy, active pose to engage those muscles we often forget about during the day. Core is engaged. This should be burning by now. I'm sweating. So this should be burning. If it's not, squeeze those muscles a little bit harder. Continue to breathe. Great job. Go ahead and relax in 3, 2, 1. Relax. Great job. Bring the arms forward. And then slowly rolling vertebrae by vertebrae. Take it down to the mat. Lift the shoulders on the mat. Bring arms overhead. Do a full body stretch. Reaching fingertips as far as you can with the toes. And then exhale. Hug the knees in towards the chest. Rock side to side. From here, keeping the right knee hugged into the chest, letting the left leg fall to the mat. Engage the biceps here as we hug the right knee into the right shoulder, rolling out the right ankle. Left hand on right knee as we guide that right leg over to the left side of the mat. Keeping shoulders pressed into the mat as we extend right arm, gaze falls to the right. Bringing right knee back into the chest. And then switching it out, so left knee comes in, right leg extends down to the mat. Again, using your biceps here, hug the left knee into the left shoulder, rolling at the ankle. Right hand on left knee, guiding that left leg over to the right side, pressing shoulder blades into the mat. Extend left arm, gaze falls to the left. Inhale, bring it back to center. Hug right knee in to meet the left, so hugging both knees, rock side to side. And then from here, let's work on our shoulder stands. I know we kind of practiced this a little bit a couple weeks ago. Let's try to work through this again. So, option to just stay here. Find legs up a wall pose, find supportive, restorative pose. You can walk the legs up a wall and just hang out here in this position. This is a great restorative pose. It's good for the circulation. If you'd like to try shoulder stand with me today, we're just gonna gently lift up the hips as we find the hands. So the hips are gonna fall on the hands for support, and we're gonna lift up the hips towards the sky. So I'll just demonstrate that really quickly. Lifting up the hips, placing hands behind you on the low back for support, and feet are just facing up towards the ceiling. Core is engaged, leg muscles are engaged, flexing and pointing the feet. Wherever we're at, just continuing to breathe if you're in shoulder stand or if you're in legs up a wall pose. If you're here, you can play a little bit if you like with the legs. Bring one leg over and back. Just finding some playful movements here today. And then gently releasing those hips back to the mat. And then if you're in legs up a wall pose, you can just slowly scoot back and then allowing those feet slowly to fall to the mat, engaging those abs one last time. Allowing the feet to splay out to the sides. Finding final resting pose, final shavasana. You can keep the legs extended here, or you can even find butterfly position with the legs for a moment. Whatever's comfortable for you today. You can have one hand over the heart, one hand over the belly. Wherever we're at together, take a nice deep breath in, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Open mouth, exhale. Release the jaw. Release the tongue to the roof of the mouth. Release the area between the eyebrows. Staying here in this final resting pose as I guide you through this ending meditation. Again, bringing your attention to any sounds that surround you, any smells or sensations on your skin. Maybe just noticing the ground beneath you as it supports the weight of your body. And then starting to bring that attention inwards, noticing the heartbeat, noticing your breath. How the belly rises as you inhale and falls as you exhale. And then again, doing that full body scan and just noticing any subtle differences in your body compared to the beginning of class today. And then lastly, again, bringing into mind what you're thankful for today, whatever it was that brought you joy, that made you smile. Bringing that image into your mind, meditating on that thought. And then slowly, when you're ready, you can begin to bring arms overhead, knees in towards the chest, and then rolling over to either side, making your way into that fetal position here. Taking these last few moments for moments of gratitude, thanking your body for all the hard work it's just done and continues to do each and every day. Thanking yourself for showing up on your mat today, carving out this time for your practice. And then slowly, when you're ready, you can use your arms to make your way up into a comfortable seated position. Just ending with a few neck stretches here, bringing the arms out to the sides, letting your head fall to the right. And then over to the left. And then doing a full neck roll to the right. And a full neck roll to the left. Bringing hands to heart center. Thank you all for allowing me to guide you in your practice today. It was an honor. The divine in me honors the divine in you. Namaste. You have a great rest of your Wednesday and a great rest of your week.